I was making sure I had the stream pulled up on my phone.
Yeah.
Dark greetings, everybody.
I said dark greetings, but I realized I couldn't be heard because I couldn't hear your response. It's the whole thing. A little bit of a bit.
Slightly rocky start, but we are doing okay.
Yes, darkest of greetings to all out there. I'm pulling up my notes.
Got mine right in front of me. Today we are talking about episodes 4 through 6 of season 2 of Vinland Saga.
We certainly are. There we go. Okay. I am good.
Rock and roll.
I would say, first of all, these episodes, I feel like more happened. Like they were more satisfying than the 3 we watched last week.
I would agree with that.
Well, I mean, I guess not a lot of things happened per se, but we learned a lot of things, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of action, but...
But there is much to discuss.
Yes, yes. So, episode 4, Awakening, is the only title I put down. I'm really glad we got to start this episode by watching that complete asshole get laid out again.
Yeah, Fox. I will say, he seems very rightfully scared of this snake fellow.
Yeah. But at the same time, Snake seems kind of like a nice guy.
Yeah, which I can see why they likened him to Askeladd.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, they were doing shit they shouldn't be doing. And, you know, for the time period, that is an appropriate punishment. These days you would get sent to HR and fired, but I think that would be pretty typical in those days. By the way, we haven't seen him. I wanted to see what his face looks like.
Oh, we do.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, he has a bandage over his nose.
Can you see his missing teeth?
No.
I must not have been paying attention enough. But yeah, I mean, I think he seems nice. He only hits them because it was warranted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so otherwise he seems like a cool guy. Treats the slaves like they're people.
Yeah, I would agree. Although I gotta say, why attack Thorfinn?
Yeah, I think that was interesting. I mean, he basically made it seem like he was proving Fox's point, that he doesn't want to die, because if he did, he wouldn't have moved out of the way.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, because that's why he says the thing like, see, like, everybody wants to live or whatever after he jumped out of the way. So it's like, okay, so he does have that will to live still, at least a little bit, that self-preservation instinct. But also good to see that he still got his skills. Jumping little guy.
I think this snake guy is going to be important, because why would they establish that Thorfinn sees echoes of Askeladd in him otherwise?
Yeah, he's the new Askeladd.
Maybe.
I love the name Snake, by the way. It's just great.
Pretty good. Anyway. Introduced to another character. This Petar fellow seems nice, and Arnheid seems very interested in Einar.
She sure does. Is that the same guy? Because he's a freed slave.
Yes.
Is that the same guy from like episode 1 or 2 or whatever it was when they first got brought to the farm?
Oh, maybe.
Because remember there was a guy on a horse and he was like, I used to be a slave, but I bought my freedom.
Oh, yeah, that might have been him.
Yeah. I was like, unless he has multiple freed slaves who just like stuck with them because they liked him. Which is, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, that's saying a lot.
A person bought you and had you as a slave and you were free and you're like, all right, I'll stay here.
Yeah. But like Thorfinn barely has any idea what manners even are.
I think he was very confused.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the very concept of thanking somebody seemed foreign to him. I assume his parents taught him manners as a kid, but he was only 5.
Yeah. You're still reinforcing those at that age.
Yeah. But he seems genuinely confused, like he's never heard of it before. Like, I'm supposed to do what?
Yeah.
Poor little guy.
But I like this episode in that most of it is just like Einar is slowly figuring Thorfinn out.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is like the essentially getting to know each other episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
But when he asked Thorfinn about, one, if he was ever a warrior, and two, learning that he was, how many people, Thorfinn has probably killed close to 100 people.
Oh, I bet it's more than that at this point.
I would not be shocked.
Because, I mean, the way they show him just cutting through, like, a crowd of people, like, stabbing as he goes. And, you know, and that's one fight. And he's been, you know, he was with them for, what, like 12 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's definitely hundreds.
Yeah. Yeah, when you put it like that, I would have to agree.
Yeah, we only saw a few battles out of 12 years of battles, you know, so it's like...
You make an excellent point.
But my first thought when he asked him how many, I was like, there's no way Thorfinn can count that high.
Yeah, really.
He never went to school.
Nope. But also this made me kind of like really sad for like he barely remembers a life outside of being at war, and he's what, like 19?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's essentially 3/4 of his life.
Yeah.
Very sad.
I will say though, I can understand Einar not feeling particularly warm and fuzzy towards Thorfinn after this revelation.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I can see where he's coming from.
I mean, Thorfinn didn't specifically say that he was at Einar's village.
Mm-hmm.
So we get that image from an earlier episode. But it's like, we know Thorfinn was there. He could have even been the one to have killed Einar's dad, or, you know, the people he knows. He could have set fire to his house. Who knows what specific things he could have done, and that's upsetting.
Yeah. Although I think if Thorfinn had been the one to personally kill Einar's father, for example, I think that would have been revealed to us as the audience. So I would hope that that means that he didn't personally end Einar's family.
I mean, I feel like he probably wasn't, but I also wouldn't be surprised if that's something that comes up later and they just don't make a big thing of it. Because again, they keep doing this thing where there's a piece of information and I'm like, oh, this is going to be like a big like point of conflict, and then they just never bring it up again.
Okay, yeah, point taken.
So you never know.
I gotta say, the soldiers in this little dream sequence that Thorfinn has, they remind me of the Draugr.
Yeah.
From Skyrim, for anyone who's unfamiliar.
It's funny because literally up until 5 minutes before the stream, I was playing Skyrim and, you know,
fighting Draugr.
So
you'll have that.
Up until 15 minutes ago, that's exactly what I was doing.
I love it.
I had to pause and save in the middle of a boss fight because I was like, oh crap.
Godspeed, sister.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, I see that.
But this gets real dark.
What do you mean, Einar trying to kill him in his sleep?
Yeah, and the fact that he doesn't even fucking wake up.
Well, I mean, he's so like deep into this dream that he's having.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's totally understandable that Einar would be like pissed.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like, he's part of this force that essentially destroyed my life twice. You know, burned my village, killed family members, and all that. But at the same time, it's like, you got to kind of feel for him a little bit because it's not really something he chose.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit.
He was 5 years old, and he has said that already, that like nothing good has ever happened to him. He doesn't know
his entire
anything.
Life.
Yeah,
and he's not even fucking wrong.
Yeah, and he's like, the only field I've ever seen is a battlefield, which I think that's in a later episode, but like he knows the kind of life that he has had. And you got to recognize that a 5-year-old, he didn't choose that life.
No, not at all.
Although I paused mid-sentence because I was like, I guess they probably saw 5 years old as differently than we do today. That's come up before.
Yeah.
Somewhat more mature than we do.
Yeah, I really do feel for Thorfinn. And as I was watching, I was like, I kind of hope Einar feels a little bit bad because he's Thorfinn. He's clearly fucking haunted by what he has seen and done.
Yeah. I actually had made a note that Thorfinn had a worse life than Einar did, but then I added a question mark because I'm like, I don't know which is worse. Because, like, yeah, Einar got to have time with his dad, and then he had a mom and sister that he got to grow up with until he was like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then yeah, they got killed right in front of him. Like, that's terrible, but he had the happy part first.
Yeah, Thorfinn didn't even have that.
Yeah, so I guess it goes to that phrase, like, better to have loved and lost, you know, kind of thing.
Maybe.
So that way, Einar got to have family, but watch them brutally murdered in front of him. But at the same time, Thorfinn has family. He's just choosing, well, not at the moment, but was choosing not to go back to them.
This is very true.
So.
And I was kind of surprised by Thorfinn straight up admitting that he was most likely one of the among the pirates who killed Einar's family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand Einar's frustration with Thorfinn and like the way that he acts in general, but this kid's life literally has been pretty much all bad.
Yeah. No, it's there's like a little part of me that wants to be like, he sort of did choose it though by refusing to give up on the idea of revenge, but again, he was 5.
Yeah.
So it's like he did sort of choose it. Like,
I guess
he ran away from Leif and hid on the boat so that he could confront Askeladd.
This is very true.
So he did sort of bring it on himself, but at the same time, again, a 5-year-old doesn't exactly have the ability to make rational decisions. So
yeah, no. But and I like that Einar at least acknowledges that it's not as though he knows that Thorfinn is personally the one who murdered his family.
Yeah. Yeah, or at least his dad, like, he would remember if he had killed his mom and sister because he was there, but could have been the one to kill his dad.
Yeah, and like we end the episode with them maybe sort of reaching an understanding of sorts.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that my mind just went entirely blank for a second, that Thorfinn asked Einar why he wakes him up every time he starts like yelling in his sleep. It's like, who could sleep through that? I would, you know, and he does sort of say that, but I thought the fact that Thorfinn asked was sort of an implication that he thought he was doing it out of like kindness, you know, to get him out of the nightmare that he's clearly having. I don't know. I thought that it was interesting that he asked even.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I imagine you're real excited about the very end of this episode.
I was, you bitch.
Yeah, boy, got a haircut.
My boy did get a haircut. So that brings us to episode 5, The Path of Blood.
Sure does.
But it's my boy Canute, and it's time to reckon with the season 1 finale at last.
Yeah,
or at least some parts of it.
Yeah, we're into the 5th episode of the season, and finally they're like, "Hey, first season finale. Remember all
that crazy shit?
We're gonna catch you up.
Now's the time."
Yeah, and we get more history.
I gotta say, seeing Askeladd, I was like, "Damn, I kind of miss this guy."
I know. That's what I was saying toward like when we were finishing the
in like a weird way.
Like, yeah, he really grew on me. Like, yeah, he was a real bastard, but at the same time, it was like he was interesting.
He was very interesting.
Yeah.
And I must say, I know there was no affection between Canute and King Swain, but seeing your father beheaded in front of you, that's a lot.
Yeah, I wonder about that because I feel like he's had to have seen a lot of just really gory stuff out on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you truly hate even a person, even if it's your own father, and you're used to seeing that kind of stuff, I don't know that it would make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I
Which
don't know.
is weird,
I guess
but
when you put it that way.
yeah, I keep trying to put myself in the mindset like of this time period, you know, 1,000 years ago,
Yeah.
and like the way they saw things. Like, yeah, just
Mhm.
murder people. It's no big deal.
But yeah, Homeboy did get a haircut. He's kind of rocking it.
Yeah, and Thorfinn left him a nice scar.
Yeah, he's got a badass scar now.
Thanks, Thorfinn. Now he looks more legit.
He does look more legit. And we get another history lesson from Thor's. Very helpful.
Yep, yep.
What?
Just skimming through my notes, like they just seem so unhinged.
I love that for you. But yeah, we've got King Canute now. Yay. And
Yeah,
Gunnar is still alive and hanging around.
yeah. Don't trust Gunnar. Like Askeladd told him that, right? Or
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him either.
like there, you. Oh yeah, Askeladd definitely told him like this Gunnar character is shady. I don't care if he was Ragnar's brother. Like,
Hmm.
but he's keeping him around. Maybe it's one of those keep your friends close, enemies closer type thing.
It's very possible.
Keeping an eye on him.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, anti-pillaging icon.
Yeah, yeah. My next note just says yes. Off with their heads.
Absolutely love that.
Oh, you taking women because you're gonna violate them and like sell them and all that? Yeah, yep, nope. Die immediately, right now. And I love that he supports women.
Hell yeah.
The
I
tradition of pillaging.
was a little surprised, I guess, to see that Floki migrated to Canute's service.
Well, he was there when King Swain died.
He was there when King Swain died. So, I guess that does make a little more sense. I don't know. I figured his allegiance might have been only to that particular king, and now that someone else is king, he's like, "Oop, I'm out."
Yeah, I don't know, because that seems to be sort of his area. Maybe he has like that kind of idea in his head that this kid can be easily manipulated, so he's like the person I want to
Possible.
stay by. But my note just says, "Fuck you as always, Floki."
Of
Second I
course.
see
And like, yeah, it's still fuck this guy.
the very second I see him, oh hey, Floki, fuck you. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
the yeah.
But man, I bet you were so happy to see your boy again.
Yeah, my very next note is just in all caps. Thorkel!
Hell yes, your boy. And who the hell is he fighting for these days? Who knows?
Just screaming Canute's name over and over. It's just like I thought that was very interesting because he like pledged himself to Canute's service, but then he's acting like he's gonna murder him, and I was like, okay, something happened.
Something. No,
But
does seem to still
not
be on
really.
Team Canute.
Yeah, no. I mean, the thing that happened was they called a truce.
Yeah, he just
He had to stop in the
he
middle of the
wanted to
battle,
keep playing.
and he was so mad.
Um, I'm glad someone insulted Floki to his face, and I'm glad it was Thorkel.
Yeah,
That was satisfying.
yeah. Because I would say that's my most liked character and my most hated character. Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks. But then we are moving on to this little interlude with, I believe it's Audric.
Yes. I my little mnemonic for remembering is that it was a combination of the names Audrey and Eric.
Sure, there you go.
So yes, it was Audric.
But well, at first, my initial reaction at the beginning of this scene was, "Damn, that's quite a lot of treasure." Apparently, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, so at this point, Canute's supposed to be king of
England.
Yeah. Right?
I'm like pretty sure.
Right. So like because King Sweyn was the king of Denmark.
Yes.
But they were in England when he killed him, so he became the king of England, and then his brother is the king of Denmark.
That is what I think is going on.
Yeah, that was my assumption. So the reason I wanted to establish that is like this dude's the king of England. He has a ton of money, so much gold, so much silver. Like,
yeah,
you think
he's
you're
got
gonna
a lot.
impress him? Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, I don't know if was it 8,000 pounds of silver? I believe it was.
Yes, in the end.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it seemed a little sad, but also like Canute really doesn't strike me as a person who could be bought.
No, not at all.
Like,
He's gotten kind of scary, and I like it.
he has integrity, though. At least
He has
that's
integrity.
nice.
He negotiates like Askeladd.
Yeah, which is
Like,
by just insulting the person or whatever.
pretty much. But like he always seems to have an ace up his sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the same way that Askeladd did.
Mm-hmm. Into situations like that without one.
Yeah. And I like the scene with the going out, they go out to this giant pyre, and then all the columns of smoke start sprouting up from around where they are. Like, oh, he's got you surrounded.
Well, yeah, but like, what did he expect? He's the king of an entire country, and this is just a guy with some land. Like,
yeah,
he has an army, man.
Yeah, he has a huge army.
What were you gonna do? Like,
yeah. I don't know what he thought he was gonna do, but he's definitely not doing it.
Mm-mm.
And before we move on to the next plot point, which is fucking major, do you have any other notes on anything else?
From this episode?
Yes.
Nothing important.
Okay. But then we have the death of both King Ethelred and his son, most likely by poisoning at the hands of Canute.
See, so I would say definitely poisoning, but I assumed it was Audric.
Yeah, Audric at the command of Canute.
Yeah. Like, for sure.
100%.
It's like, oh, father and son, they could have had the same genetic disorder. What a coincidence. They died like 7 months apart.
Those are big fucking moves that are being made.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta. But he's definitely become more ruthless.
Oh, 100%. And, like, he won the war.
Yeah. And he's now officially King Canute.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even disputed.
Serious business. And also, he grew his hair back for his coronation sleigh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting, too, because as they're going through this, like, you're learning little bits of history because these are things that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I just get excited when I'm like, oh, we're going to learn now.
It's always fun.
I love learning things. Hide.
I absolutely love that.
Big stretches.
Oh.
I had a note on
a little peek.
A little bit. I did have a note on there what happened to Harold, and then I sort of answered my own question when I thought about it. It's like, I guess he just took over the throne in Denmark, I assume.
Yeah. Then with episode 6, I Want a Horse, we're back with Thorfinn and Einar once again.
Yeah, although it seems like there's another time jump. Because like Thorfinn's got his hair in a ponytail, and they have like stubble and stuff.
Yeah, so like it's been a little while, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and also because Canute has a beard, and he grew his hair back out.
Yeah, Yeah, I was trying to figure out because where did I get that? Where did I get a period of 3 years?
Oh,
Something
was
said
it from the like a subtitle? I might
no,
have
no,
missed
no,
that.
no. Oh my gosh, there was something that's gonna drive me crazy. There was something that took 3 years, and so I assumed that they had been working on that for 3 years at that point, and so he's now
Oh, that in one of the episodes, K-Till said something about that they might be able to buy their freedom in as little as 3 years.
Oh, and that's not what I was thinking about though, because I mean, but they do get close to that point. They're already planting wheat and stuff at this
Yeah.
point. Um, I'll have to think on it. There was something that some character said about something
Hmm.
that made me think that a period of 3 years had passed because I had a note that he's 22 now.
Oh, okay.
But when I looked up his age again very carefully, his period of time as a slave is ages 19 to 22.
Okay, yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah, I literally wrote down, I said, does the ponytail signal a change?
Yeah. I think that's how they signal time changes, haircuts and beards.
Yeah, that'll work. I thought it was fucking funny that Einar asks, "Where's your determination?" to Thorfinn. If only you knew, buddy.
Yeah, no.
If only you fucking knew.
He should win a prize for his level of determination and getting revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, big stretch.
Oh, big stretches on camera.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, big stretchy.
No.
Yeah? You wanna come up here?
What a sweet little angel.
You're just gonna keep meowing at me and rubbing things? Okay.
Hmm.
And
And then my next note just says, "Who is this old guy?"
before that, I have a note that said, that tree said, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then this old man is sus. That's my next. Because he's an old guy, and he definitely made it seem like he was going to get them to do a bunch of stuff and then never lend them the horse.
But he did in fact lend them the horse, which was nice of him.
I was surprised.
So they did it. And I gotta say, damn, this must be why we used to measure or still do measure shit in horsepower.
Yeah.
Them shits is strong.
Was this just a realization you just came to?
No, but every time I actually like see a horse, I'm like, wow, horses are fucking big.
They really are.
Like, you kind of forget how fucking big horses are until you see a horse.
Yeah. Not even just see one, but like standing next to one to really get the scale.
Oh yeah. Every time I go to the racetrack at Saratoga and I see like jockeys on the horses, I'm like, wow, them shits is big.
I drive past horses every day on my way to campus, but they're in their fields. And on the days I'm lucky, they're prancing around and playing with each other.
Aw.
But yeah, they're huge.
Mm-hmm. And they are fucking powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a revelation about this suspicious old man when he's referred to as the, quote, old master, when that he's Keitel's father.
Yeah. Which it's interesting. So I guess he'd like handed over the estate to his son.
I guess so.
And then was just like, but I'll be out in this little house over here if you need me.
Sure, why not?
But it's kind of strange. Like I guess he didn't want to control things anymore. But like it seems to some extent Ketil. Trying to think of what I'm trying to say. That he controls things in a way where he might actually be like keeping resources from his father. If that makes sense.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, I'm kind of referring to something that comes later in the episode when He's like, remember, they're my slaves.
Yeah.
Like, that's your dad. This was his, like, money and stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of shitty.
Yeah. But we get some Thorfinn and Einar bonding.
Yeah.
Which, that's nice.
Yeah.
That made me happy.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Hi.
You chatty kitty?
Oh, her never. That's a joke.
Show me that face.
Linton, she's gonna climb.
Show me that face.
She's like, no, you get butt. You know, tuna fish. Tuna.
Aww.
Tuna. What are you doing? Yeah, you can climb. You can do it.
Do it.
It's just gonna be weird. She climbs up on the headrest. It's dangerous.
I love it. Oliver does that sometimes.
You happy up there?
I'm happy watching this. I'll tell you that much.
Hi. Sometimes if I put my head right there, she headbutts me.
Aww.
Too precariously perched at the moment.
So sweet.
What now? Why? What did you think this was gonna get you? Are you stuck?
She didn't think that far ahead.
Stuck. Oh no, you're not stuck. Sorry, baby. I thought you were stuck. And she was gonna fall because one of her claws was stuck.
Oh no.
And like her little paw. Sorry, I didn't want you to hurt yourself.
Sweet baby.
Yeah, there's the face. 20 face.
Oh yes. Anyway.
Yeah, you distracted me, kid.
But I'm starting to wonder just who is Snake? Like, why was he hanging out with the old master?
It's like he's become his surrogate son.
Yeah.
His son is. Well, I mean, I like Ketil.
But he and his son don't seem to see eye to eye.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not like he's a bad guy. They just don't seem to get each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. But Snake is kind of growing on me as a character.
Yeah, and the old master also, he seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
Like when he tells Thorfinn and Einar to come eat with them.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, when was the last time they would have had hot food?
Yeah.
Because they just get given, like, bread and cheese or whatever, just, whatever's lying around, not a hot meal.
Oh, and actually, I made a similar note regarding, or I had a similar realization regarding King Harold. Because they mentioned King Harold, and I was like, does that mean that that Canute's king hasn't traveled here yet? But then I was like, no, he's king of, what did Askeladd refer to it as? Britannia?
Yeah. Yeah, that he was the rightful heir to all of Britannia.
Yeah. So that's what Canute's deal is. I was like, oh, aha.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused for a while. And then I realized, I was like, wait, they were in England at the time when King Sweyn got his head lopped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had essentially just conquered it.
Yeah. I liked the old master's comment about when one man acquires too much wealth, it brings nothing but trouble. Fucking preach, King.
Hard agree.
Hard agree, indeed.
Oh my god, here's the other one.
Double feature. Hello.
Hi, Nixie.
You gonna show me the little face or no?
Nixie. This way.
Oh, he's so cute.
She's like, what?
Such a cute little princess. I don't know where my boy's at.
You girls are being clingy.
Off causing trouble somewhere, no doubt.
As he does.
I really liked the end of this episode. A friend.
Again, Thorfinn seemed confused. Like,
by the notion of a friend.
He's never had a friend.
Oh boy.
That's his first friend, which is interesting because that also kind of mirrors Askeladd.
Yeah.
He only ever had the one friend.
Yeah.
And now it's the same for him. Yeah, I use the crying emoji in my notes.
But then I think we end with another time jump because we've got fully bearded Thorfinn now.
Yeah, and I feel like that's got to be the 3 years. I feel like the first one was somewhere in there, and then by the end it's the full 3 years.
Yeah.
But it's hard to know for sure. But I like this kind of building relationship between Thorfinn and
oh yeah, absolutely. It's very entertaining.
I like that.
Very compelling.
I think that when Einar is kind of explaining farming, that we plant wheat in the fall, and Thorfinn's like acting like it's the most fascinating stuff he's ever heard. He's like, really? I didn't know that. And then Einar referring to him as a big baby. I feel like that is true in so many ways. He is a child because he hasn't been exposed to like so much.
And he's also like stuck at this one moment in his past.
Yeah, but like, going back to earlier when he didn't understand the notion of saying thank you, like he just hadn't ever been part of polite society. I'm pretending his life before the age of 5 didn't really happen because he doesn't really remember it.
Yeah.
So he's never been never had friends, never been taught proper manners, never learned about the things that most people would learn about.
No, you're exactly right.
It's really sad. And I think Einar is gonna like serve that function for him, like sort of helping him learn about the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can feel like core groups forming or like core relationships forming.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Or starting to form, if nothing else.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Einar to tell him about Leif, but I don't know. It's been years at this point, so it's probably never gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't think it's coming.
No, I think at this point Thorfinn might be pissed if he was like, "Oh, by the way, there was someone looking for you 3 years ago."
Yeah, maybe he just didn't think it would be relevant since they were already where they were.
Yeah, but you'd think a person would want to know.
You would think. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, where do we think we're headed? Based on what we now know after these 3 episodes.
I think there is going to be more with Thorfinn and Snake.
Because seems like a solid prediction.
Yeah, Snake seemed very intrigued by Thorfinn's moves. Like, and also he kept complaining about how they didn't have enough people to like properly defend the entire property. Like, is Thorfinn going to start playing a role in that? And that becomes, part of his job. But I also see Snake maybe taking on sort of a mentor role for him potentially.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, and they're going to make good progress on the farm. Enough to buy their freedom.
Yeah. I am assuming that this relationship between Arnheid and Einar is going to develop at some point because the fact that they've brought it up more than once now, I'm like, this seems relevant.
No, it definitely seems like it's headed in a direction. Yeah, and we actually got a few moments that were like the more lighthearted type things, like him like swooning over the idea of Arnheid.
Which is very sweet.
Yeah, but there were a few moments like that were like kind of funny, and I feel like we haven't had those in a while, unless you count Thorkel and his existence. But
I mean, you kind of have to.
Oh, I love him.
Kind of got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any further predictions though.
Yeah. I was trying to think about what might be happening with Canute and that whole situation next.
Your guess is as good as mine, bestie. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he will continue to kind of subjugate the people.
I'm wondering, though, if he and Thorfinn are going to cross paths again.
Yeah, it feels like they have to. Like, I feel like, you know, in season 1, these threads were intertwined, and now they're running separately, but you can't just have that until the end. Eventually, they're going to have to.
Yeah, I think they're going to get tangled up together again.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see how that works. That's why I think they're going to make good progress on the farm and buy their freedom, and that's how Thorfinn is going to be able to go out into the world, and they have the ability to cross paths again.
Yeah.
Maybe Thorfinn will seek out Canute, because Canute was the one that killed Askeladd.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't seem mad anymore, but like I could see him going to find Canute to like talk to him about it. I don't know, something like that.
I could see that happening.
Oh no, it's a puddle. Oh no, it's just Nixie.
Aww.
It's a black void in space.
We love a good little void. Well, once again, this has been
Two women talking about anime on the internet.
Yeah. You know, the fact that you're enjoying this as much as you are, you should watch The Northman, the Robert Eggers movie. It's all Viking shit. It's just like a live action movie version of this, of like this type of shit. It is good. I like it. It's been a hot minute since I watched it, honestly. What do we got coming up on the network? Let's see. Let me get the
No defenestration hour tomorrow.
No defenestration hour tomorrow. We are off stream next Thursday. There is no stream next Thursday.
Yeah. So we'll be doing episodes 7 through 9 of season 2 in 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
Yeah,
you can go to thebullandbee.com and use code MONSTERMEAD at checkout for $5 off your online mead order. Those guys make delicious mead, so you absolutely should do that.
Our next stream is April 3rd. That'll be...
Our next stream is April 3rd. Oh! That'll be real close to Retro Nerd Fest. We are going to be at Retro Nerd Fest April 5th.
Yep.
At SUNY Adirondack from 11 to 4. And then our next con after that is going to be Saratoga Comic Con May 3rd and 4th. They're all day, both days.
We'll be there on May the 4th. The Star Wars nerds will be super stoked.
Out in force. Anyway, I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Other than our stream being off, well, there's not a ton of programming next week.
No, so next week
Big Dumb Monsters in our regular pod.
Yeah, so you got 2 chances next week, but then after that, it's back to regularly scheduled programming. With literally everything at once.
I can't remember what Chris said their movie was on Monday. I know it was like a...
Oh, there was Revenge of something in the title. Was it Revenge of Jaws?
It was definitely Revenge. Like Jaws the Revenge or something.
Something along those lines.
I don't remember.
So, go get your shark movie fix.
Yeah. Me trying to Google. Jaws? The Revenge? Okay. Yep, Jaws the Revenge.
There we go.
The Revenge.
Got it.
Hoo-hoo. 2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that'll be fun. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to bring us to a close for the evening. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. We will see you next week. Not next week. Jesus Christ, went into autopilot. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Bridget. We will see you in 2 weeks on April 3rd. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, boy, oh, boy. All right. Adios, everybody.